What is going on, guys? My name is Jay, and welcome back to, I believe we're on episode 4 of my Let's Play now. I'm not sure, but I think it's episode 4. And there's been a bit of a delay in between 3 and 4, but you know, it's been Christmas, so I've just been chilling. And yeah, I've got a pretty decent idea of what I want to do today. I see that mess outside, all that sugarcane along there. I want to make like a hidden automated farm of that. It'll just come out next to my sugarcane farm, and I can just collect it right next to the sugarcane farm itself. But before we get started on that, I've again made a little improvement to the mob system, and I'll just show you what that is quickly. If you remember before, when we had it set to cow, we had to hit a button below the cow one, and when it was set to pig, we had to hit a button below the pig one. And I've changed that so it's on one button now, because that was a bit of a problem, because if you had pig selected and you hit the cow button, it would send the cow onto the pig's track, and they'd end up in the same holding place, so it just messed the system up totally if you press the wrong button. But with this one now, if I select cow and hit the button, the cows will turn up, send them back. And if I select pig and hit the button, then the pigs will turn up. So that's a neat little improvement I've made. It's a bit of error proofing, because the biggest problem with these systems is human error. So the least amount of human error you can get, the better really. The only bit of human error you could get now is if you were to hit this button and say send the pigs down, and then switch this and send them back to the cow rail. That's the only bit of error you could get, but I don't really think there's a way of getting around that without this selection module, so yeah. Anyway, like I say, I want to do this sugarcane farm, and by the way, that took quite a bit of work, that did. I just thought I'd let you know, by the way. For like every 20-minute episode of this Let's Play you see, I reckon about probably about 3 hours work goes in behind the scenes, setting things up and getting stuff done. So as you can see, the redstone's down here, and it's a little bit complicated. So you know, a lot of work does go into these projects, and if you want to see more of the actual work being done, let me know. But to be honest, I think that can be a bit boring. I prefer just to be shown around at what has been done. So like I say, let me know if you want to see me actually doing it, or you want me just keep updating you on these builds. I'll show you the main part of the build always, but if I make a little improvement, I don't generally record that. I'll just show you the results after. So yeah, like I say, with this sugarcane farm, I want the sugarcane to come out and land on this part here, which is next to the natural items chest, so I can just collect it and put it straight in there. And so what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to clear an area out, and I've been doing a bit of work on it in my test world, so I know what sort of size space I need to dig out. So I'm going to go ahead and dig that out now, and I'll be back when that's done. So yeah, I'm back, guys, and I've cleared a little space out here. As you can see, it takes me to the outside, so I'll be covering it up after. And I run into a little problem here, but that's not really an issue. Well, it might be. I suppose we'll see. I maybe just won't use quite as much sugarcane in the actual system. And for every sugarcane, I'm going to need 2 pistons. So again, I'm actually going to need a bit more space here, but I'm just going to show you building these pistons quickly. And I'm thinking I'm going to have 7 along each side, so that's 14. So that's 28 pistons. and I've got 9 on me, so I'm going to need number 19 pistons. So perfect amount of iron there, so I'll just grab that, grab some redstone, and grab some wood, and that much should do. Just change that wood to planks, and we'll get ourselves some pistons. Hopefully this recipe's right. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. So there's 25 pistons. I need some more wood and cobble. Luckily I've got enough. So there we go. 28 pistons. And that should be perfect for what I want to do. But I'm going to need to clear a bit more room above out, and I'm probably going to have to change my stairs slightly to accommodate it. So I'm going to clean up, change all that, and again I'll be back. So yeah, I'm back guys. As you can see, I've had to change the stairs slightly, and if anything I actually quite like it. It gives it more of a grand feel to the house. It makes it feel like larger. And I'm going to clean this up after, and don't know if I'm going to use a stone brick again or maybe do like a sandstone edge. So yeah, I've gone ahead and cleared this space as much as I need to, and I think 3 high is enough. Let's just make this 4 high just in case. I believe I've made the other side 4 high, so why not? And that looks about right. So I suppose we'll get started on building this. First thing I want to do is mark out that this is the central column, and this is where I want the things to come to. So what we need to do is make sure that this row, actually this row doesn't need to be dirt, but I'm going to make the whole floor dirt just for neatness, and I've got a diamond pick so it doesn't take long anyway. So just clean this up. Oh look, iron, nice. And I was running low on iron guys, but I went on a mining trip and found a hell of a lot of iron, so I'm back up to around 3 stacks of iron now. So pistons and rail carts and stuff will not be a problem at the moment. And can we get out of this place maybe? That'd be nice. Pretty helpful. Yeah, we're out. So just fill this up with dirt. Like I say, this is just for neatness, because the outsides are going to have to be dirt, so the rest might as well be. And this is going to be the central column. So we'll start our stream 7 away from this point. 8 away from this point even, so it will end on this block. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the water stream is going to start here, and there's going to be rows of sugarcane either side, and then on the side of them we want to dig out a channel next to where the sugarcane is going to be. So I think I said they were going to be 7 long, and that's only 5, and yeah, that'll do. So again on the other side, this is where the sugarcane will be. So I'm going to get some, well, that's next to where the sugarcane's going to be, but I'm going to need some water to fill that in. So I'm just going to nip outside to my handy swamp that's just chilling next to me. Get some water on the go, and open this. And I'm going to need 3 buckets altogether, but this will do for now. Like so. And actually I better grab another one while I'm at it, just in case. And this, I was doing an experiment to see if animals being next to wheat helps it grow. But it doesn't look like it is, to be honest, because my next thing is going to be my wheat farm. So I just thought I'd check that out. And then I'm going to need to plant some sugarcane to keep this water in place. And it's not really a bug, but water's meant to clear sugarcane, but if you do it like this, it'll actually just stay in the middle. So anything that gets pushed into the stream will come directly to where we want it to. So now I'm going to start building the pistons and setting that up. So all I'm going to do, cover this water like this, and then go along putting 2 pistons above each one. So when that's done, I'll be back. So I've gone ahead and done that. I've got these pistons lined up, and now we want to link up the redstone that's going to power these. So what I like to do is come one away and put a line in line with the top piston. And we're going to need some redstone torches and some redstone. And I think I'm going to have to change that path slightly up there. Again, that won't be a problem. I'll do that now. And I'll just go up after and change the path itself. But what we want to do is we want to just put torches behind each one of these set of pistons. So now all the pistons are extended, that's what we want. But we don't want them permanently like that, so what we'll do is run an inversion line basically, which will make sure the output of all these is inverted. So by default they'll be off the piston as well, and then when we send a pulse they'll be on. So I'm going to do that, and I'm also going to add one more here, which I'll show you what that foot will be for after. But that piston will go on this block here, so I'll just use that as a marker and extend this one more so I can see what I'm doing after. And like I said before, we want to invert this, so we can just place a block there and have that constantly lit. No, I've messed that up. Have redstone on there, sorry. So now these pistons are retracted by default, and I'm just going to do exactly the same on the other side. So I've gone ahead and set that up now, and we've got a mirror image on both sides. And what I now need to do is set up a way of getting this to harvest when I want to, because as it is now, if this reed was to grow, I could send an input to this torch and all these reeds would get pushed into this water, as long as there's a roof above, which I'm going to be doing after. All the reeds would be pushed into the water, and that would make sure that they all come down to where I want them to. So what I'm going to do for that is I'm just going to build another piston quickly, because I'm going to need a reset piston, and then I'm going to build a bud switch to sense when the test piece of reed has grown. So I'm going to need a bit of cobble actually. So wood along the top. Where's my cobble? And I can never remember the recipe for pistons, so I figured I'd show you me crafting the pistons in case you were like me and always forgot the recipe, because I don't know why, but it's just one of them recipes that always goes out of my head. So I've got some repeaters on me and dust and a sticky piston, so I should be able to build this vertical bud switch. So this is going to be my reset piston, and my test piece of sugarcane is going to be, I'll just use this piece for now. That's going to be my test piece, so that'll be cleaned off, and the sensor for it will be one above this. So what we need to do is get up to the height where the sensor is going to be. So that'll be the second stage of growth, third stage of growth. So the sticky piston wants to be pointing down from there. And I'm building a vertical one wide version of the bud switch. It might not be the best one for this, but I don't know, I like it, so I figured I'd use it. You then want a 2 gap below this, and actually I'll just put a block on the sticky piston so you can see. You want it so that there's a torch, a redstone torch, and when this block gets pushed down it touches the torch, so that's perfect. And then you want this sort of formation. I'll show you how I remember it, because I find it's the easiest way. So next to your redstone torch you want like a staircase, so you want 1 block next to it and then 2 blocks next to that, and you want a redstone repeater, and this is going to control how long your pulse is, and I have that set to 3 ticks, so the pulse is as long as possible. You want a redstone torch on that with a dirt block, well, not a dirt block, but any conducting block. And you don't need this is just so I can get up. You want to remove this dirt block and place a piece of redstone there, and that should be your bud switch done. So now a pulse will be given off if anything changes next to this piston, and that's your vertical bud switch. And you want to take your output, where am I going to do this? If I put the torch on the front of these, I think that'd be a better idea, and then run an output to them torches. So if we say 2 blocks there with redstone like so, and torches on the front of them blocks, and then take the redstone signal from that and put it into there. I think that should work. Well, let me get some more redstone. How did I do that? Had it coming into the back of it. Oh yeah, this one's slightly further back into it, so we'll just do that. And now when this bud switch goes off, those pistons should be activated, and it is. So that's perfect now, that's all we want, and that's more or less a working sugarcane farm. However, you do want to make sure that these pistons are enclosed, because otherwise the sugarcane can land on top of the pistons if they're not enclosed like this. So you want to place blocks above, and you don't need them directly on top of the pistons, just in this middle bit where they're going to be growing. And then for neatness, I like to just build that up there, and your test piece is going to be growing here, and that'll just be knocked off and left there. So if I grab some sugarcane quickly, I can actually show you this in action. So I'll clear this off and grab a stack of 64. So we'll just place some of these randomly. Obviously you'd let it grow naturally, this is just simulating the growth. Whatever, we'll leave that like that. And this one's needs to be growing at more or less the same rate. So this one grows, and then the next one grows, and they're all harvested, pushed into that stream, and go directly down into here. So that's about it for the sugarcane farm, to be honest. I'm going to tidy this up with some sandstone and cover it all over, and let's just do this to make sure that it's getting the same amount of light and everything as the other one. What else to remember? Another thing to remember is don't put another block here, because that'll just break it. You need to have a gap above this redstone torch for your bud switch. And yeah, I'm going to go and clear this up, guys, and I'll be back to show you the finished product. So yeah guys, I've gone ahead and tidied everything up. I've changed this door up here and changed this so it still looks absolutely fine. And I've covered this up and gone for a sort of natural look, so it just looks like a normal mountain. And I might actually join them together at some point. In fact, I probably will, so it'll look even more natural. And yeah, we just want to check that it still works after I've covered all the redstone and everything up. Because if something gets stuck or it doesn't work properly, then we need to look at how I've covered it up. So what I'll have is I'll have a sandstone block there as well. So all the reeds will just gather here, and I can just walk up, pick them up, and put them straight in there. So as you can see, we've already got some growth on the go, and this one's also grown. So that is pushed along here and all comes down here, but I'll just pop a few more on randomly so we can check both sides and all the height. So there's one there, and then if this would let me past, pop another one there, and it more or less all goes down here. The bits that end up on the side, that happens very rarely in my tests. It's about 90-95% harvest, so it does work properly. And I have just spotted a bug. For some reason this piston isn't firing, so I'm going to have to go outside and take a little look at that. And I can't remember why that's happening, but it shouldn't be a big problem to figure out. So I reckon that'll be around here somewhere. There. So, and the reason that piston isn't firing is because it isn't hooked up to anything. So I think we said this was going to be the output for that piston. So all we do is hook a piece of redstone up there, and then when that redstone torch goes off, it should fire that piston. So I'll just build my way out of here, and we'll go and test it again. And that should be working properly now. So as always guys, if you found this useful and you enjoyed the episode, please leave it a thumbs up because it helps quite a lot. And yeah, as always, leave comments and suggestions as to what you want to see in future, and we'll see what kind of yields we get from this in the next few weeks, next few episodes even. I'll see how it expands, because if we want more, then I might expand it. And the main reason I'm building this, guys, is because I believe sugar's used in a lot of the potions. So I figure if we get a decent stock of sugarcane now, when my potion room's complete, then yeah, that's working now, and it's all going down here. So yeah, I figure if we get a good stock of it now, then when my potion room's complete, we won't have as much work to do actually gathering the sugarcane. So that's neat, and I'm going to go and tear that down because it was annoying me how it was looking. So until next time, guys, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later. Peace. And yeah, I think that's the most efficient way to mine sand. As you can see, I've just got over a stack just from doing that, and nearly half a stack of sandstone. So I'm going to collect a bit more and I'll be back again. So I'm back, guys.